Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the DevasiaMentality talks about something. I'm pretty sure you're already aware due to the title of the video, but before we get into it, just want to explain why I've been absent for the past week or so. First of all, yeah, I ran out of recorded footage for games, and I haven't had the time or presence of mind to actually get caught up on that. I've been busy with other projects, honestly. There's something that I've been working on for a long time. Well, not long, just something I've been working on for a long time for the other channel that I just have not been asked to get done because I've been distracted with other things. And to be honest, this past week I've just not really been feeling up to doing much of anything except sitting on my ass. I'm playing a couple of new games I picked up recently. First of all, I found out that Armored Core, the original, very first Armored Core, went up on PlayStation Network, so I pretty much threw the very last of my PSN change at getting it. And I also went on to pick up Gundam Unicorn for the PS3, which is what I'm going to have a short talk about here today. Now, I should mention, if it wasn't clear already, for those who are into Gundam at this point, that there's a series out running right now, Gundam Unicorn Re-0096. It's basically just a truncated version of the OVAs. Not that I would know, I've never actually watched the OVAs. Yeah, I've not really been all that into Gundam Unicorn, given that it has absolutely nothing to do with the One-Year War era. But you know, that's not to say that I dislike Unicorn or dislike anything that's not the One-Year War era. It's just that that is what I prefer from Gundam. The One-Year War era is just my favorite era, because it feels the most real robots of the entire damn franchise. But you know, Gundam Unicorn is starting to attract my attention now, so that's why I decided to go and pick up the PS3 game for fairly cheap. And all in all, I guess the game wasn't really that bad, but one of the major problems with it up front is that the story mode only covers the first 3 OVAs. Like, everything in space for right up until they go to Earth, or, well, as of the time I'm recording this, all that's covered in the current run of Re-96. But yeah, incidentally, that makes for a fairly short game. I think like 3 or 4 missions per character in the UC story mode, and the rest is filled in with a bunch of static cutscenes. Control-wise, the game is peculiar. I understand that this being a From Software title, the control and design setup of the gameplay is very much akin to the Another Century's episode series of games. But since I've never played those ones, despite the fact that I think I might want to try them at some point, I've never played them, and thus have no experience with whatever control setup they had to play their games. So me playing Gundam Unicorn without the experience of playing the Another Century's episode games leaves me in a fairly odd position. I mean, the controls are fine once you get used to them, but some of the weirdest shit is the flight controls. Like, okay, I know there's probably a way in the game to actually switch the up and down axis for flight controls. I am afraid to twiddle with them in case I fuck up the wrong one. But at this point, I've gotten used to down is down and up is up, so I guess it's not too terrible. But if you're used to the standard inverted flight controls, the flight controls in this game are gonna throw you off so much. But that's not even the most awkward thing about it. The only other really flight control game that I've played is Hellbender for the PC. And as I understand, its flight controls aren't entirely realistic. But the flight controls in this game, Okay, I know there are multiple control setups for this game. I went for the most complicated looking set of controls because I'm dumb like that. And to be honest, the advanced controls, once you do get used to them, gives you a lot more options when playing the game. But it just took a lot more getting used to than I figured it would off the bat. One other problem I have with this game is something that is shared with the Gundam Senki 0081 game. One of my biggest absolute all-time massive gripes about that game is something that's carried over this one quite unfortunately, and that it is an absolute grind fest of the game. Perhaps not nearly the same unbearable degree that it is in 0081, but I'm still finding myself in a position where I'm playing the game more so to just get points to tune up all my machines just to keep moving forward. Not really accomplishing anything, because another problem is that the game limits the amount of... You have a limited number of points for every mission, and the only way to... And how do I explain this? Deployment points. You know, I don't know how else to explain it other than you have a limited number of points. Everything that you want on your team costs a certain number of points, and they have to be below a certain limit. When you're starting out the game, that limit is very low. You have to keep playing and beating levels and beating missions in order to raise that up higher. In order to get some of the stuff that you're going to need to survive some of the higher ranked missions, you need to beat some of the higher ranked missions. Because, you know, I don't understand why it's so necessary for climbing the mission rank tiers to have a full team. But that is one thing. You have to have a ship, a full complement of mobile suits on field, as well as a full complement of mobile suits in backup on the ship. And remember, each of these things cost points. The more points you accumulate, the less points you have to fill out this team. And the only way to get more points is to collect more new type points to raise the bar of everything that you get per mission, which becomes a tremendous barrier when you don't have enough points to have enough stuff to get to the higher mission tiers, beat the higher missions tiers to get more points. I know there's probably a very simple way of doing this that I'm not aware of, but given that I don't speak Japanese and that the guides that I found for this game are very insufficient on actually helping you beat things in this game in a way that is necessary for making this a somewhat more smooth process, makes it just nothing but trial and error grind fests. So, yeah. Does this mean that I'm going to do an LP of the game? I'm guessing not for a long time, if at all. First of all, Gundam Senki is like the next Gundam game that I'm going to be playing. And I'm trying to hold that off as long as possible because of the issues that I have with that game. Gundam Unicorn, it's a game that when I let's play it, if I let's play it, probably, maybe, possibly gonna be kind of short because A, the story mode's real short. I don't think I'm going to share the cutscenes with you on that one because of how, you know, static cutscenes with nothing but Japanese talking. I think you're better off just watching the OVAs or the series in order to get the context of what is going on in each mission and between each mission. So, yeah, it's gonna be a while before I even consider doing an LP of Gundam Unicorn, so there's that. Hopefully, and that's kind of a big hopefully, Skies or Arcadia will return for weekend Let's Plays starting next weekend. Not this coming weekend, the weekend after. Hopefully, I will also soon be starting a marathon of Sonic games, because I honestly just want to get that franchise behind me at this point. And it's something I was planning on doing this year anyway, just so that I could say goodbye to the blue fucker. And who knows, maybe I'll have a surprise Let's Play planned. Well, maybe not planned. It would be a surprise even to me if I actually did that. But there may be a surprise Let's Play coming up of something else. And Armored Core. That's a series I need to get started on too. But anyway, that's all I have to say for now. Thank you all for watching. How do I end these things? Oh yeah, RCFS and out.